In other news this week, thanks to an updated version of ChatGPT, social media is awash in Studio Ghibli-inspired AI-generated memes and portraits. If you're confused by that sentence, just know that I am too. So I have no idea how to make these memes, nor why they're all over my feed. But Charlie, you wrote a great piece about this trend this week for The Atlantic, which was really a piece about the evolution of the White House Twitter account, which is wild. Before we get to that, what the White House tweeted, can you explain to me, someone who has the most basic understanding of how ChatGPT works? I use it once in a while for some research things here and there, nothing else. Why I'm seeing all these memes on my feed?
Yeah. Well, former speechwriter like yourself, you can't use ChatGPT. You gotta, keep the walls up. No, right. Okay. So essentially, ChatGPT, OpenAI is the company behind it. Obviously, very famous product. They had a product update that did a number of things, but one of the things that it included was an update to its image generating capabilities and its abilities to mimic different styles. The image generators were able to do this before, and even quite well in some cases. But this update, for whatever reason, I mean, more props to them. Like, it's really good. Like, you can say, like, give me that viral hippo mood dang, like, make him a Renaissance painting, and it does, and it looks like like Vermeer or whatever. It's like or whatever. It's beautiful, as much as a a ChatGPT image can be. And so somewhere, how trends start, you never really know. Somebody started posting them in the style of this Studio Ghibli, with this this famous Japanese art studio that's made a bunch of very critically acclaimed anime. The creator of that studio happens to believe that artificial intelligence is an insult to life itself. That's its own little side category. So it's like a real just like punch in the face of this brilliant auteur and artist. That aside, these images started going viral because they were really good. They were just like really, and so it started with, the first ones that I saw were really totally understandable and normal. It was like, I took a family photo and ran it through, and now it looks like this, this famous cartoon style, whatever. And then, of course, like, it hits the fever swamps of X, and it just immediately becomes like the first one I saw was like the JFK assassination, like Zapruder film still of like, Secret Service agents slumped over the president's dead body in this style. And you're like, whoa, okay. So then immediately we have like 9/11, we have Abu Ghraib photos, like just like crazy stuff. I mean, the worst one I saw was a reenactment or whatever of a still of a security camera from Columbine of the two shooters. Yeah, just like real, like, I am not thinking about anyone's humanity in this process. Anyway, it went sufficiently viral that, like any influencer or content creator, the White House decided to get involved in it in its own way, which it took a photo of a woman being arrested and crying in handcuffs by ICE agents, and ran it through the Studio Ghibli AI thing and just tweeted it out just like that with no real context.
And you wrote a piece about this, and it's part of this trend from the White House, and especially their Twitter account, which, by the way, it is wild what the White House Twitter account has become.
It's nuts.
I mean, we saw it when Obama was in the White House, is just like the official account where you like, and it was by design relatively boring, right? Like, you're putting out press releases and the president's speeches and whatever else. And now it's just like, it's just trolling people all the time. And like there's the ASMR deportation video, which was just fucking gross. And it really is. And you wrote this in the piece, but it feels like the goal here, whether it's intentional or not, is, or at least the result is, really dehumanizing people. Yeah. And I don't love to just like jump to that explanation or fall into that trap, but like this is, when you look at the deportations, when you look at we're going to kidnap people and stuff, this is what they're trying to do, which is like, oh, this is no big deal. We think it's funny. You can laugh at it too. We can all laugh at it. It's fine. It's not real. It's the internet. don't pay too much attention to this. That's how it feels to me.
It's not, I think it even goes beyond that. Like, truly, it's like these people are, it's almost like these people aren't real, right? Not just like this thing is not real. It's like these aren't actual, like, the reason why I decided to write this piece was I've been thinking about it for a while, but when I saw that ASMR deportation video thing, like, there is a scene in it, it's 41 seconds long, but there's a scene in it where literally they are laying out shackles, and it's just the sound of chains hitting the ground, and the way that it is shot and put together is in this way of, it's like, you know, first of all, ASMR videos are like sensual, right? Like, right. Truly, like, there's like a, like, almost like borderline, like, erotic thing with like ASMRs, right? Like that's why influencers capitalize on it, all this stuff. And to use like that framework to talk about like the rattling of chains, the sound of like men being held in literal bondage, like walking up, you know, to be deported. Like, there's this feeling of like, of true like release and joy that is like strangely psychosexual, that I think really like it made my stomach drop because of that realization of like, oh, they are not like, this is not a portrayal of these people who are being deported as not only worthy of human dignity, but like people themselves. And that is just like really genuinely disturbing. And the fact that it's coming from something that bears the White House, like, I'm trying not to get like all, you know, on the high horse about institutions, but it really is, it's the White House, you know, like, yeah, it's like, it couldn't be more alarming to me. That's sort of why I wrote about it. It's just like, it just signifies something. The word I used was like sinister. Like, there's something sinister about the way that they're excited about it.